It's a wild and crazy ride, and we have some wild and crazy kids here to talk markets. So,
Wild and crazy hair on both sides. Let's go.
yeah, Peter's not digging my hair. I like my lid, man.
Okay. All right. No, I didn't say I wasn't judging it. Just saying it's a little different today.
Next time I'll let you brush
Okay,
it.
hair. Okay, deal. Hey.
All right, Peter. Where are we? Where do we start?
Let's go back a day. Turn the clock back to yesterday.
Okay.
So yesterday, it's funny how you can create this perception that it's a doomsday situation, right? Yesterday was the 5th consecutive down day in a row. Then they said that was the first time we've had 5 down days since March 2017, right? What a great little headline. I mean, that can create this sense of, like the world's coming to an end type stuff. And then today we did not see any follow through. We saw an early follow through with that. So look, we're in the midst of earnings season. You and I talked about it last week, right? Then we had the banks come out and people hit the sell button, even though earnings fired on all pistons, really. And then we saw Google come out, right? Blowout friggin' earnings, okay? And they rallied up quickly, up $50. By the time they opened, they were down $50, right? And then what was it? What was yesterday that Caterpillar came out, solid earnings, market opened up, but the conference call afterwards said that this positive earnings report was the high water mark for the year. Well, it's all expectations. So we're saying, okay, we're giving you good earnings, but this is the best you're going to see all year. That started to tumble with the market, then the spike in the yield, then all the other things. The perfect storm came out on yesterday, even though it wasn't a Friday, it was a perfect storm Tuesday, and everything just started to break down and crumble. Tech got eviscerated. News came out about Facebook compromising personal information. I mean, it's just one of these things, one after the other, and they started building on each other. It created that sort of domino thing, and we ended up selling off hard. This morning we opened up today, Boeing earnings came out. That's what took the market. The market opened and spiked down hard, right? And now we've completely reversed that, right? So you've got the Dow basically flat, the S&P off two handles, so things that looked really weak and follow through on the sell side were really Boeing early this morning, and that reversed back, and now we're sort of flat.
I know, but in previous earnings seasons, it wasn't. The sentiment was a little better. Like, we've been down since February, right? I mean, wasn't this supposed to be our catalyst to get higher? Okay, so what is going on?
Okay, so sometimes the price of stocks coming into earnings is already built into the stock. Sometimes there's buy the rumor, sell the news. We've had so much churning and burning since February, with the breakdown in the market in February, coming back in March, a little bit more here in April, that so you've got high end, low end, and guidance, right? If stocks don't really perform on all three, the market's focused on earnings when it does focus on earnings. And you can have two things, high end, low end, revenues, earnings come in solid, and then their guidance is a little less than expected, and they can just eviscerate these stocks. We've seen it happen. And when you've got this tech sector, which has been the catalyst to the rally over the last year and a half in so many ways, be missing on a little bit of those things, then you're going to see it take the market with it. What we've lost sight of is this tariff thing. Mnuchin went to China yesterday to renegotiate this thing. So Mr. Trump threw out a big net on the tariff thing that scared the heck out of the market. And then it sort of disappeared from people's focus as we started getting into other crazy headlines out of Washington, and then we refocused on earnings. So at the end of the day, the fact that he's going there to renegotiate, that there could be some underlying swamp water that will come out of whatever happens in negotiating tariffs. Tariffs are a big deal, and that could affect earnings going forward for the rest of the year.
In a very bad way.
I don't know, but in some way. Probably more negative than positive, because the tariff thing is definitely going to put some economic stress on the market, right? So that being said, if that could be people who are actually trading, putting big money to work in this market, have to look at everything. Just because, earnings are in retrospect, right? So the earnings were coming out now is what happened in the first quarter. So people who are investing people's big money are going to have to look at all the big picture. The big picture going forward is, I think there's going to be some economic stress factors on the tariff thing and on the relationship with China and trade.
Tim Cook is meeting with President Trump today. It's an undisclosed meeting. I mean, do you think that's going to be a good thing or bad thing?
I think that nothing coming out of Washington for me is etched in stone. I think it's a wild card. Okay, I think every CEO is probably going to want to go meet with Washington to just get a sense of where they stand. That they're not. Look what happened when the White House went under attack against Amazon. Right, that can be a bit of a volatile play there. You don't know what's really going to happen. So at the end of the day, I think it's more important to just hang in there. And this market, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute.
Yeah.
All right, down 400 yesterday, no follow through today. I think the market seems okay. Tech is definitely in. We saw a lot of, we saw some stuff coming out of Facebook. We saw Apple down big yesterday. Maybe things are changing in the tech sector. Maybe those are best of breed. If they don't perform on all pistons, people lose love quickly in that space, right?
Well, we'll hear from Facebook tonight, and as Peter said, hang in there, guys. Peter, thank you so much. Have a good day, my good sir.
You too. Thank you. Good hair day.
Have a good hair day.
See you later.